People, DG, I'm back again, a quick vid. But is it Igor Zubeldia? I cannot say his name, forgive me. You know I messed up his name. He's a Spaniard, he's Spanish. And I think we should have a look at him. Now, if you was to ask me out of 10 how convinced, I'd probably say a 7. I'd waiting for that little bit more, but I like him. I didn't know about him prior to this season, people, and I'm not going to pretend that I did, innit? I'd seen him this season, or I became aware of him because sometimes you'll be watching other footballers. Like I'll be watching a Jarabod from his same team. I don't necessarily pick up on other footballers. That's the glamorous thing in watching the same team over and over again. And I like what I've seen from him this season. Either way, people, I think Arsenal should have a look at him. I've only seen him play at the base in midfield, the defensive mid role, or that sort of position. If you don't want to necessarily call it a defensive mid role, and I think he's got what Arsenal need. In regards to transfer fee and all them things, I don't know. You lot know I'm here to talk about the football. But I like what I see. He's a typical Spaniard in that he's a very good passer of the ball. It's not the most expansive, but he's comfortable trying passes. He recycles the ball well, to which if you're at the base in midfield, switching it side to side, trying to play in your cams and your more creative midfielders, you've got to be able to do that. I feel he's a decent carrier of a ball and can dribble when needed. I think statistically, at a point, he was up there with midfielders in the La Liga. So I like that. He's 22 years of age as well. He is very composed. He's very good on the ball. He's a very decent tackler in my opinion. Not afraid to put his foot in. Relishes that. And I wouldn't necessarily call him a defensive mid, but he can do that, and he can kind of add something we're missing, people, because he, like I said, recycles the ball well, tackles, positioning seems to be spot on for such a young man. He stays rigid to his task. He doesn't give it up easily, and he's 22 years of age. So a lot of that fits in with the philosophy of Arsenal, in that we need players with possible resale value, players that have development to go to the next level. And what he's 22 now, in the next 4 years at 26, he could be a decent player. He's been capped at Spanish under 21s level, and things like that. I believe he can fill in that centre half at a push. Now, he's not the biggest, if I can remember his height, or at least what he looks like on TV or on streams. I don't know his actual height, but that's good to know, because that shows he's an intelligent man if he can play a couple of positions. I don't feel he's the quickest, but he's not the slowest, so his recovery pace is decent, so he won't be phased in the Prem. Obviously, he's a fellow Spaniard like Gooner and Bellerin and Monreal for at least for the season or two. Monreal's got left on his deal, so that could help him in terms of integration. Now, I'm not sure if I've already mentioned this, but he's played 69 times for Sociedad. 34 have come in all competitions this season. So if a bulk of it has come this season, between this and last season, I'm assuming, that's where he's got his appearances. He's not got that many career league appearances, so he is still, on the face of it, very inexperienced. So we'd have to take the rough with the smooth to a degree, people, and possibly be wary of any possible shortcomings we might see if he was signed here. Further scouting for myself is going to be done, and it's going to be required. And I have liked what I've seen this season, but I liked prior to him coming off against Barcelona. I like to, when I look at players like whether it's Barello for Caligari, can never say that name, I like to see them in the big games, because on one hand, yeah, them big teams are likely to assert themselves on the game, and they won't have much to really do in that game, and won't really have much to show what they can really do with a football. But it's sink or swim, and I liked what I saw, man. He came off injured, so we'll see what happens in that regards. But I really liked what I saw from him, man. And I wasn't planning on speaking about this, and we know Alan's been wanted by PSG, and I've made a vid about Alan before, and we've all known about Alan of Napoli. But I feel we know he's a good player, but just based on the 2 games he's played against Arsenal, especially at the Emirates, surely Sanye, Emre, anyone in the backroom staff, surely, even if it was just Bant, someone's got to have said, hey, what, should we sign him? He's decent. Like, could you imagine Torreira and Allen in the same squad, or being able to call up on 2 midfielders like that? You lot know me, I think we need 2 midfielders, people. If we can get a hybrid like Torreira who can kind of do the deep line playmaking thing as well as tackling and winning the ball back, then cool. But if not, we need to find someone that strengths are either one of the 2, if you get what I'm saying. And one's ball playing, one's a bit more aggressive. Because I felt we needed that before people announced they're departing from the club in the summer. And with people going, I believe we need that to a degree, man, because I think we need different options, man. But that's just me anyways. Like I said, I wasn't planning on including him in that vid, but I thought I'd offer my 2 pence there on Alan anyways. But he'd probably cost 50-60 million. That would be the bulk of our transfer kitty, so it probably isn't going to happen. But you never know. Obviously, I want us to bring back Benacer as well. Empoli could be a nice cut price option in regards to the squad, in my opinion. Under the radar, he'd provide good depth, better than El Nene. No disrespect to El Nene. I'd want to bring in another midfielder for Aaron Ramsey, but in terms of Aaron Ramsey, there's an immediate body being put in there, and it would be a good cut price move under the radar, and would allow us to really put other resources to use in other sort of avenues, sort of thing. But for now, people, I'm gonna get out of here. People, DG, I'm out.